Hey guys, it's Zach here, and today we've got a Blu-ray release from Eureka Entertainment to check out, presenting the 1979 kung fu film Odd Couple, directed by and starring Lau Kar Wing alongside then-partner Sammo Hung. This film is a really fun pick, as it plays around with our two stars each acting out two separate characters, a master and a student. The movie is packed to the brim with martial arts action, featuring swordplay and spears, as well as the flavorful comedy of Lau Kar Wing and Sammo Hung side by side. On top of the film itself, we have a great physical release from Eureka to unbox, packed with bonuses on and off disc. Before we get to opening up our copy, let's talk a bit about the film itself. Odd Couple follows the tale of two masters, the King of Sabers, played by Sammo Hung, and the King of Spears, played by Lau Kar Wing. Each one is highly proficient in their respective styles, and over the years, the two have bonded over the competition of always trying to outperform and defeat the other. Every year, they reunite to fight again, each hoping that one day they will be able to defeat the other. When another fight and year goes by without a winner, they decide that this time they should instead each take a student and see whose teachings are superior instead. In 10 years, they'll reconvene and have the two students compete with each other, finally settling the saber-spear feud. This is our overall setup for the film, and a really fun one at that. From here, each master seeks out a student as quickly as possible, ready to get a start on passing down their skills just to spite the other. Whether it's just for the zany fun of it, or possible budgetary reasons, Sammo Hung and Lau Kar Wing appear in the film in their second roles as each other's respective students. This makes for some great student-master training scenes, allowing each star to show off their acting skills under the different guises. The King of Sabers finds a stubborn but righteous student to learn the way of the sword, and the King of Spears finds an enthusiastic, if not eccentric student to train under the spear. While the story between masters and students moves along, we're also introduced to a small but varying cast of villains to stoke some conflict. Whether it's the over-the-top style villains played by Lee Hoi-sang and Dean Shek, or the more serious one played by Lung Kar-yan, Odd Couple brings some great characters to the mix. Half the film plays around with the four leads portrayed by two stars, while the other half gives a bit more weight to the story, showing us flashbacks and history behind the two masters, and even giving them a villain from the past who shows up to kick some ass. Overall, Odd Couple is a fantastic kung fu pick from a tight-knit team. The comedy shines in both the quick-wit dialogue and the physical performances, while the action spotlights some insane weapon choreography and spectacular fights. I will note that the undercranking in this film is pretty obvious at times, but I almost felt like it was for comedic effect, considering how silly the back and forth between the characters tends to get, even in the heat of battle. If you're at all a fan of Sammo Hung's style of humor and Lau Kar Wing's direction, then I feel that Odd Couple provides the best of both worlds, backed by a great choreography team and a sprawling list of cameos. Check it out for yourself, and let me know what you think of the film down below. Do you wish the Garbo production trio had more time together? Because I sure do, as I'd have loved more work like this from the group. Regardless, we can at least rewatch some of their films with the physical media and efforts of today. Thanks to Eureka Entertainment, we've got a great looking copy of Odd Couple brought to us on Blu-ray and packed with all sorts of extras. So without further ado, let's go on ahead and unbox our release. Here we are with Eureka Entertainment's physical release of Odd Couple. In tandem with many of their other recent kung fu picks, we've got newly commissioned artwork from Darren Wheeling, adorning a standard style slipcover. All of our release information is printed on the back, and underneath is our clear case. If we open it up, we'll find a single Blu-ray disc on the right, as well as a booklet on the left. The booklet runs 28 pages cover to cover, and features an article from film critic, historian, and maker James Oliver. He discusses independent studio Garbo Productions and its founders Sammo Hung, Carl Maka, and Lau Kar Wing, going on to delve into Odd Couple in particular, and alongside it, bringing an assortment of photos and posters, as well as the usual release notes. With that aside, we'll circle back to the Blu-ray case to note that the sleeve is of course reversible, featuring an original poster work for the film on the opposing side. It looks like that covers all the physical aspects of this release, however, so let's head on over and check out what all is included on the disc. Eureka presents Odd Couple in HD with the original Cantonese mono audio, as well as the 5.1 English dubbed audio. Alongside the standard options, we also have 2 bonus audio commentary tracks to check out. One features Asian film expert Frank Jang alongside martial artist and actor Bobby Samuels, and the other features the commentary dynamic duo and action cinema experts Mike Leader and Arna Venema. As always, these tracks are a highlight with me, as Jang, Leader, and Venema bring their usual commentary strengths, ultimately providing us with great 2 listens for those rewatches. With the feature presentation aside, we can jump into the video supplements Eureka has included. We'll start out with the standard fare, 2 trailers for the film, including a Hong Kong release trailer as well as an English release trailer. On top of those, our 2 major video extras come in the form of archival interviews. The first runs about 27 minutes long and features director, actor, and overall star Lau Kar Wing, and the second runs about 22 minutes long and features actor Brian Lung Kar Yan. In the first interview, Lau Kar Wing overviews his jumpstart in the industry and his historic kung fu roots. He goes on to discuss working alongside friends Sammo Hung and Carl Maka as the 3 formed Garbo production studio, even if they only put out a few films. He goes on to deep dive into Odd Couple on its own, making for a great watch overall. Now, I will note, if you're a collector of Eureka's Kung Fu Cinema releases, you might take notice that this interview has some of the same segments and clips from the interview with Lau Kar Wing on Skinny Tiger Fatty Dragon. It didn't take long for me to notice the similarities, but each video does delve into its own content eventually, making it still worth the watch for more talks with our director. Moving on to the second interview, Brian Lung Kar Yan takes the time to share about his introduction to the film industry. After a small audition and a narrow bit of luck, he would go on to work with and learn from some of the greats, including Cheng Che, Lau Kar Lung, Sammo Hung, and more. He goes on to talk about Odd Couple in particular, and about his role in the film as the primary villain. Overall, a great duo of interviews for those wanting to learn more about the film from those involved directly. With that, however, we've completed our review of Odd Couple, brought to us by Eureka Entertainment. Their Blu-ray release is fantastic, packed with a few great extras to support a really fun film. If there was anything missing in my book, it's the fold-out poster. I always loved those sorts of inclusions, so I would have been glad to have an Odd Couple poster to go with my many other Kung Fu releases from Eureka. But I digress. Leave your thoughts and opinions on the film and the Blu-ray release down in the comments, and thanks so much for joining me here on Pajama Theater. Like this video and subscribe to support the channel, and as always, thanks again, take care, and I'll see you guys next time.